Hey guys, happy Thursday. Just check my volume. How we doing? Okay, how are you guys doing? We're on Instagram and Facebook, and I just want to make sure this time that Instagram can hear me because last time Instagram couldn't hear me. And I think I solved the problem, but I need you guys to let me know. So please let me know if you guys are popping on and you can hear me. Would love to know. So please just give me some stars or thumbs up or something, okay? Hi guys, thanks for joining. So we are going to have, I hope, kind of like an inspiring talk today, or a little bit of something to kind of inspire us a little bit. You know, I want to share a little bit about what happened when I was in Mexico, and something that kind of really inspired me, kind of got me thinking that, you know, maybe a lot of us are kind of feeling like maybe we could use a little of this. And so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to talk about this little story, and then we're going to kind of talk a little bit about dreams and goals and achieving them and how we do it, and how people have done it really successfully. So I just want to really share. So, okay, thumbs up from Instagram. Perfect. So you guys can hear me. Wonderful. All right, good. So we're going to get going here in just a second. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Lisa. Hi, Evie. How you guys doing? Love seeing you guys. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing, honey? Hi, Water Lily, how you doing? Thanks, guys. All right, so you know, I'm kind of excited about today's talk because it kind of inspired me. And whenever, you know, I guess it doesn't take too much to inspire me, but it does kind of, it's got to be something that kind of affects me in some particular way. And I kind of think that when we talk about dreams, I'm not talking about the dreams while we're asleep. I'm talking about the dreams when we're awake. I'm talking about the ones that we create. And I want to kind of go there a little bit because that's what I want to talk about. So I'm going to get going in just a second. I want to just take a minute also and just talk about Mexico too, because I was in Puerto Vallarta and it's so beautiful. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but it's really pretty. I always say it's kind of like if you know the Hawaiian Islands, right? We have, you know, Kauai and, you know, Maui and all that, and they're all beautiful, but, you know, Kauai is kind of that most gorgeous island, right? Because it's just the waterfalls and it's lush. And that's kind of Puerto Vallarta from Mexico. It's got a rainforest and it's really lush and it's got hills. It's not flat at all. And it really is such a beautiful landscape. And so we were there and we went because we had a little bit of a celebration when we went there. We were celebrating for somebody else. And so we went actually for someone. And so I'm going to get into that in just 1 second because that's really what I want to talk about today. So stay with me. But I just want to tell you also, did you know that there's crocodiles in Mexico? Did you know that? I didn't know that. I've been in Mexico a bunch of times, but we were having dinner one night. No, I'm sorry. We were in the jacuzzi overlooking the ocean one night, and a bunch of us were in the jacuzzi, and we were talking about like, oh, tomorrow we're going to go in the ocean. We were looking right at it. It's really pretty, and the people in the jacuzzi were like, oh, no, 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 can't do that. And I'm like, why? And they say, it's crocodiles. I'm like, crocodiles? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, the hurricane from like last month was horrible, and it took down the mountainside, and all the crocodiles from the hillside came into the ocean. And somebody got attacked in the ocean with a crocodile. Can you imagine? Anyway, she ended up being okay. She got rescued, but they wouldn't let anybody in the ocean, thankfully. But if I didn't know those people were there, I probably would have went in the ocean. I would have been terrified. Anyway, so that's a little thing. But also, you know, what I loved about Mexico, also just real quick, is the love of the people there. Because every time we walk by somebody at the resort or wherever, they always put their hand on their heart, and they just kind of sent love, and it was their way of having gratitude for having us there because it was providing work. You know, the pandemic really affected Mexico because, you know, they didn't have stimulus money and things like that, I don't think. And so it really did affect them. So being back at work and being able to work and having tourists was really something they were really grateful for. They were just so lovely, and I just loved this. Every time you walked by, it just kind of got me all mushy because they would always put their hand on their heart and they would kind of like tilt their head a little bit to you. And it was a way of hello and thank you for being here. So anyway, it's sweet. So anyway, so that kind of happened. And so that was kind of cool in Mexico. And I'm trying to think so much. It was so beautiful. The weather was so good. And so this is kind of going. So Tonight, I want to talk about dreams because what happened when we went to Mexico, we went to celebrate somebody's dream that came true. And I didn't really think it was going to affect me the way that it did, but it did. And so I just kind of want to say, just kind of talk about it a little bit. And maybe kind of we could, and then I asked some questions that I thought might be kind of interesting for you or for me or for all of us on, how we can kind of maybe incorporate some of this in our life as well. So that's what I want to share because, I'm always wanting to share. So, all right. So we went there because my husband has a client and he hit a very big milestone. And so we went to celebrate his milestone. So I don't really talk about my husband or what he does or anything kind of like that, but my husband is a money manager. So he manages people's money. He takes care of people's retirement and helps people, plan for their retirement. And so this client that was in Puerto Vallarta. He moved there to plan for his retirement. And so we went there because this was the week that he was actually retiring. And there's a specialness to this. And so this was the week that he was retiring. And so we flew out, so it's kind of a big deal. He's been with my husband for 20 years. And so he came to my husband when he was about 30 years old. And he's been with my husband about 20 years. And his goal was to retire at 55. He ended up retiring 5 years early. He had a dream to retire at 55, and that was his goal. And so with my husband, working alongside with him to help make that dream happen. And he ended up retiring 5 years old sooner. And he is actually, I think he literally just turned 50, like this week or this week or last week, like right here, like within a week or so. He actually just turned 50. So it's actually 5 years early. And so it's a huge accomplishment. It's wonderful. I was so proud of my husband. I was so proud of him. And my husband has lots of wonderful stories about his clients and, their wonderful journey and goals. But being here with him and speaking to him, this was a man who was 5 years younger than me, right? And so I was really just enthralled in how this all happened and how does somebody take a dream and make it a reality. Now, we're all going to have different dreams. Not everybody wants to retire at 55, right? I'm using his story as an example. Then we can apply some of the things that he did to make that dream come true. And how can we apply that a little bit in our life, right? So that's why I want to share, right? But it is kind of impressive because to be 50 and to be completely retired where you do not have to work anymore is quite an accomplishment. And I wanted to know what it took to make that happen, right? I was curious. And I remember sitting with him and we were sitting at this table out on the beach, on the sand, the water's like 3 feet from us. And we're just having this wonderful time. And I said to him, how does it feel? And he said, oh my God, Monica, it's like surreal. Like I almost have to pinch myself. Like we've been working on it and working on it and working on it. And now it's like tomorrow, the next day after our dinner was the day was his last day of work. And so it was like really surreal. And he was like almost like nervous because it's like, I can't believe it's actually happening, right? That we can actually create dreams for ourselves and they can actually materialize. But then we have to think, what needs to happen to make those dreams actually come to fruition, right? They don't just pop, right? There's things that need to get done to make that happen. And so I was curious about that. And so I asked him, I said, I got to tell you, huge accomplishment. Like, tell me, how did you make this happen? So of course, first he says, well, your husband, and, I could have done it without him. And every step I made, I went to him first. I asked him first. And before anything I did, I went to him first. And so, so obviously, right? My husband was his money person. So, and I said, but tell me the story. And he says, well, it started with my father. And I said, okay. And he says, my dad gave me advice. And his advice was to build a team. Build a team for your dream. And I said, okay, so what kind of team? And he says, my dad said for me to build a 2-person team, that I need the best CPA and I need the best financial person. So I need two extremely strong people. So what he was saying was, these are areas I'm not good at. So it's really important that I bring on people on my team that believe in my dream, believe in my goals to help me achieve what it is I want to achieve. I said, okay, smart dad. And, now not all of us need the CPA or the financial person, but we do need a team. We don't do this by ourselves. Our life, our dreams, the things we achieve in our life, we don't do this all by ourselves, right? We need other people. And so his dad gave him that advice. I said, okay, so your dad says a CPA and a really good financial guy. And he says, yes. And I said, and what else? And he says, so that's first and foremost, that was the biggest thing. So I had to find my team. And I said, and what else? What else was it about that? And he said, you have to really surround yourself with the right friends and the right circle of people. He said, you need people in your life. Oh, my head's tingling. You need people in your life that believe in you and believe in the dreams that you hold in your heart. That's really important because there's a lot of dream crushers, right? There's a lot of dream crushers. There's a lot of people that are probably around us that wouldn't really want us to succeed or don't really think we've got it in us to succeed, or, there's naysayers, we all have them in our life, and some of them are even our family, right? So we have to always understand that there are sometimes people that will be around us that we have to be mindful of if they are going to kind of derail us from the things that we want in our life. So he said, it's very important to have a strong circle around you. And you have to, if you have people or friends in your life that don't want you to succeed in the dreams that you have, it's time for new friends. Makes sense, right? So I thought about that. And then I kind of thought and think about that a second. Do you have anybody in your life? Do you have anybody in your life that sometimes are dream crushers for you? Somebody in your life that don't really want to see you succeed? That kind of move you away from your focus, move you away from your goals, move you away from the things that you want to have in your life and steer you elsewhere because it's what they want you to do, right? So think about that a little bit. So I thought that was really prominent. I thought, okay, so who we surround ourselves with becomes very important. And he says, yes, very important. He says, one of the most important. And I said, okay, what else? And he says, also, he says to have the focus that you need to have your dream materialized, he says, you got to be willing to give things up. I said, all right. And I said, what do you mean? And he says, you have to be willing to spend your time that you're creating your dream. You got to be willing to say no to things if it's going to hinder your dream, if it's going to hinder your goal. So he said, I can't buy a Range Rover. I don't need a Range Rover if that Range Rover is going to prevent me from my dream. It's going to prevent me from my goal. Now, again, this is a man who is now 50 years old, who has now retired completely, no money problems for the rest of his life. And what he had to do is spend 20 years following a plan. Now, when we have dreams, and again, we're not all dreaming to retire at 50. I'm using his story as an example. But we have to understand that there are dreams that we have to be willing to put some muscle into it, right? That dreams don't just happen, right? Dreams don't just appear. We have to kind of work towards them. And how do we do that? We do that with goals. Because when we have dreams cannot happen without focus, without a plan, without action. Dreams don't have action. Dreams don't have plans. What dreams are is our vision board. What dreams are is what we feel within our heart, something that we want. It's something that we feel. It's something that gives gas to us. It's something that gives us energy, that gives us energy to want to have something, right? So I can't see. So it's really important. Like, so he was talking about that. So he was talking about how the dreams are really, really a part of goal setting too, that you can't have one without the other, right? And he says that it's super important to have both. And we have to be willing to say no to certain things if it's going to hinder or slow down our process of having what we want, right? So he said in another example, there was somebody that worked with him, and he bought two lots, two houses next to each other, so he would have a bigger property. And he said, they didn't really need to do that. That cost double mortgage, that cost a lot of extra things. He says it wasn't necessary. It wasn't going to hinder his happiness or his joy. But so we have to kind of ask ourselves, are we willing to say no to certain things for the bigger picture? Dreams encompass goals for us. They give us life purpose, right? They give us meaning in our life. They shape our life. They help shape choices that we make in our life. They help us build towards our future. Dreams are what does that. They give us a sense of hope. They give us a sense of control too, because when we have a dream to work towards, we feel a little bit more in control. Dreams are like an expression of our potential that sits within us. And it also, dreams give us a voice of our own talents, because we're not going to dream something that we don't really want, that we don't really have a feeling about, right? It's coming from a deeper place of ours, right? Dreams are coming from a deeper place. And really, dreams are really, it's coming from our imagination. Dreams come from our own imagination. Dreams are what we need to give us a blueprint in our life. It's dreams are about giving us something that we need to help give us the focus. It gives us a picture of what our future can look like. But a dream isn't going to make us have it. That requires goals. So I want to talk about that, because there's goals and dreams that need to merge together to create whatever that dream is. And tonight is really just about helping you a little bit understand how we can think about dreams and how we can incorporate some dreams and some goals. Because sometimes, we get a little bit lost. And let's face it, a lot of us probably have dreams, and we have dreams that we don't even talk about. Some of us have dreams and we're chatty about it, we're vocal about it, we're passionate about it, we're energetic about it, and we want to share it. But a lot of us, we keep it within us. And we don't share our dreams. We don't share what's really in our heart. We don't really share what we want to see our life look like. Either because we don't really know what that is, because we've forgotten how to dream, to create that vision within our mind, that imagination, to be able to feel into a future, or we're really just afraid because we're worried what other people are going to think about us. Is this dream too grandiose? Are they going to knock me down for thinking this? Are they going to bump me down and think that this isn't something I could have, I couldn't achieve? So do we keep it within ourselves and we don't talk about it? But you know how the universe is. We got to speak about it. We have to give voice to what our dreams are. We have to let the universe know what we want. We have to be vocal to ourselves about what it is we want our life to look like. And really, dreaming is about wanting to know what our life is going to look like in our future. My husband's client, his dream was to retire at 55. The dream is not what made him actually retire 5 years early. It was the goals that he set and the discipline that he gave himself. And I said to him, I got to ask you, because, this is a 20-year plan that you did. How did you stay focused? Because that's a good question, right? Like, how do you stay focused? Because sometimes we need immediate gratification. We need things along the way to kind of give us hope that it's coming. We have to be reminded that what we're working and striving towards is actually showing up. Because when you have a plan of 20 years or 10 years, we may not feel that right away. And you know what he said? He said, I had a ticker on my desk and on my phone and on my laptop. I said, a ticker? And he pulled out his phone and he showed me. And on the ticker, it said how many days, how many hours, and how many minutes to his retirement. And he saw that every single time he looked at his phone, every single time he was on his laptop, every single day. He was constantly reminded of his plan, of his goal, of his vision, of what he was working for, and sometimes the things that he had to say no to in order to stay on point with his dream. And then when he wanted something really big or something important, or he wanted to make some shifts, he called his team, his accountant, his financial person, his story, right? And we have different stories. Our dreams are all going to be different. But my point is that if we don't have dreams, if we're not willing to want to sit and dream about what we want our life to be, how can we ever create a blueprint of ever achieving even half of that? If we're not willing to sit with ourselves and be imaginative and be creative and to allow our mind to go places, to imagine a world that we would like to be in, a world that we would like to live in, step in, show up as. Because sometimes for our dreams, it's how do I want to show up in the world? What difference do I want to make? What kind of person do I want to become? How do I want to make a difference? What is happiness to me? How are you going to know those things if you don't sit and imagine and dream? The dream isn't going to make it happen. You need goals for that. But goals are like the engine of your car, but the dream is your gas. Without the gas, it won't move. If you don't have anything within you that you're excited about or passionate about, you're not going to stick with your goals, right? You're not going to stick with your goals if you're not excited and passionate and you can really visualize and see yourself living that life. That's your gas. You need that to fuel your goals, because otherwise, that was the guy's ticker. If he didn't have the ticker, that ticker kept him in check. That kept filling his gas tank. And before he knew it, he retired early. So he did it in 15 years or 17 years instead of 20 years. So he wanted to retire at 55. He got with my husband in his early 30s. I don't know exactly. He just turned 50, so I'm not sure exactly, but he retired. He did it early. So my point is, I don't believe he could have done that if he didn't have that blueprint in his mind of the dream of him wanting to. And that dream had to come from a place of feeling. He didn't want to be alone. He didn't want to not be without money when he was older. His father was like that. And that's why his father gave him that advice. He didn't want to be in the situation that his father was in. So that stuck with him. So that is what kept his motivation. That's what kept his focus on his dream. And then he needed to implement goals. And within those goals meant there were certain things he was going to have to say no to in order to stay focused on his dream. And we talk about dreams, we talk about purpose, right? Because we'll find purpose in our dreams as well, And I think that too much of our life is really spent waiting to live and waiting for the right circumstances to happen, and waiting for the right people to show up, or waiting for the signs to be right in our life, right? Is this the right direction to go? Is this the right direction to go? Or is this the right direction to go? Needing permission from other people to do the things that our heart wants. And we wait and we hold off on life and the things that we want to accomplish in our life because of that. And I don't really think that we should be waiting on anybody's permission. I think we need to allow ourselves to give ourselves the green light. What do you guys think about this? What do you think? Huh? You guys understanding what I'm saying? So does this all make sense? Are you guys with me? Are you understanding? And we'll keep going in a minute. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Ann. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lauren. Hi, Tina. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Monica. How are you? How you guys doing? Hey, Michelle. How are you, sweetheart? Hi, Mandy. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this topic? What do you think about this? And again, all of us are going to have different dreams and different vision, and that's Cool, because we should. We shouldn't all have the same dream. We shouldn't all have the same visions in our mind of how we want to step into our life. But I think it's important to say, what's my dream for my career? What's my dream for my future? What's my dream for my life, for my family? It's important that we visit that so we can kind of get clarity a little bit, because I think that our dreams is what gives us the vision to allow us to see the possibilities, and it allows us to give a voice to that potential that sits within us, because we don't dream it if we don't feel it, and we don't feel it if it isn't for us. If we're feeling it, it's because it's meant for us. And if we're feeling it, that's because we're able to dream it. We wouldn't dream it if we couldn't feel it and if it wasn't for us. So we sometimes forget that, and we shouldn't. So what I want to kind of do a little bit is kind of, allow you a little bit to understand the difference a little bit between dreams and goals, because I think that's helpful, because sometimes we get confused. What's a dream and what's a goal? And I kind of think like a dream is a little bit of a goal that's kind of wrapped up in passion, right? Because we need that gas, right? We need that gasoline. We need that gas. We need that desire, that passion to kind of help fuel that vision that we create in our mind of how we want to be in our life. And then we need to implement goals to make that happen. So I want to kind of talk about goals versus dreams. And so I kind of did a little research. What do you guys think? So I want to kind of do that. I want to talk about that. What do you guys think? Tina says, you're looking beautiful as always. Was wondering when you will be doing in-person readings at your home office. Okay, so here's something about my dream. So we'll talk about that. So let me ask you, so Tina, are you Orange County or are you Ventura County? So let me know that, because I'm going to be coming out there in 2 weeks. Abby says she knows about crocodiles. I didn't either, honey. A beautiful dream, visualizing what we want in our lives and make it happen. Absolutely. Abby says we don't always reach our goals whenever we want to, but not giving up is the key to succeed. But sometimes, guys, we maybe don't meet the goal all the time, but sometimes certain goals are not really about achieving them. It's about understanding and learning who we're becoming along the way. It's the process of going through and working through these goals that you learn about your perseverance, you learn about your strength and your courage and your discipline. You learn about these things about yourself. And sometimes that's the point of some particular goals. So not all goals have to be materialized. Sometimes it's a stepping stone to help you learn more about yourself. So there's always purpose in anything that you're doing. Anything that you're doing, there's some benefit for you. And I think it's important that we understand that. Hi to you too, Mandy. Tracy, I started when I was 15 years old at 2 jobs. I stuck it out every day. Some days were so hard to get through, but I stuck it out for 33 years. Retired January 1st, 2020 at 47. Oh my God, Tracy, you are exactly what I'm talking about. Every day I would say 1 day closer to retirement. That's like that guy's ticker. I am so happy, Tracy. I mean, can we all just give like a little, can we just send some stars to Tracy? That is quite an accomplishment. So Tracy, tell us, so you stayed 33 years at that job. You retired at 47 years old. After 33 years, you stuck it out. So you probably had to make sacrifices. Working 2 jobs, you probably weren't able to go out all the time with the girlfriends. You probably, weren't able always to have so much fun. But now at 47, you were able to now recreate your life. And by the way, when I was with the gentleman that retired, we were sitting in dinner in Puerto Vallarta, and we were talking about this, and he was speaking about the things you had to give up and this, and we were talking about them, asking him all these questions. I was so interested in knowing all the different elements of how he made that happen, and of course my husband as well with him. But I was so proud of all of that. I was so proud of both of them. But during that, this thinking about that and these dreams, it's empowering. It's empowering to hear other people's stories. And I looked at him and I told him, this is not your last act. You have a whole nother act coming forward. You are going to empower and inspire, teach, and educate other people on how to achieve their goals and to make those dreams come true. That is your next thing. That is what all of this has moved that person, has moved him towards helping others achieve the same. So his purpose was in this 20 years of making himself retire early, but there was purpose in that as well. His whole next act was already starting to be created through everything that he was doing. His purpose was in all of this goal setting and dream making that he was doing in this act was now starting to materialize into his new role in his life. He's going to be an inspirer. I saw it. I saw him in front of hundreds of people. This is his next act. This is where his purpose now lies, helping others help them achieve what they want. And that's very empowering. So we find our purpose in our dreams, and we find our purpose in our goals, and we find our purpose along the way as we move forward and take action. But guys, we got to take action. We got to be willing to take action and fight for the things that are important to us. And so the question is, do you know what's important for you? That's something to think about. What do you guys think? What's important to you? Let's have some dialogue. Tracy says, I love this topic. Now for a new house. Right. And isn't it exciting to sometimes create new visions for ourselves, to put new ideas in our mind, to put new visions, new blueprints, to be able to see our future in new, fresh ways, in new color? Isn't it exciting to be able to take some time and daydream? You know, they say, you know, that when we're creating dreams and when we're creating these goals for us, right, that it's okay for things to change sometimes. The guy at dinner said, you know what, first thing you got to say, and maybe Tracy can even understand this, that you're not going to like every aspect of your job. You're not. You could have the greatest job, but you're going to find something about that job that you don't like. And if you stay focused on that part of your job, it's going to make your course to achieve what you want way tougher. So it's better to stay focused on what you like about your work, because you're never going to find everything about your work that you like. It's either going to be too tiring, or some hours are too long, or maybe you don't like all your coworkers, or there's always going to be something, or the commute is too hard, or the travel is not what you want. I mean, there's always going to be something in your job that's going to kind of make you kind of feel like, ugh, that can really put you in a damper. And that's not going to stay focused on getting you where you want to be, whatever that is for you. But it's always best to stay focused on what is really working well for you. I have great quotes tonight too, by the way. Eddie says, great topic tonight. Sarah says, yay, Tracy. Tracy says, yeah, taking care of 2 sick parents too. So, but again, probably Tracy, see, here's the thing. Allowing yourself to be able to stay on course that way allowed you to find purpose in helping you take care of your parents. Right? So there's always purpose in the goals that we set for ourselves and the dreams that we lay out for ourselves. We will find purpose in our life in all of those things. But are we looking for it to, are we wanting our purpose to look a certain way? Because when we do, it sometimes hinders the purpose to come to us. Right? I don't think the guy really thought that one day he was going to be this guy who educated and taught and trained and helped others create their goals and their dreams and to put them on a path. Probably wasn't in his agenda when he was taking these action steps. Purpose begins to find you as you get moving and get going. So what I say is get moving and get going, whatever that is. And for some of us, might be, I don't really know how to do that. How do I do that? I don't know where to start. Or some of you like that. Like, I don't know where to begin. I'm kind of stuck on my dreams. I don't really have that vision. Or any of you like that? Any of you guys? Hi guys, how you guys doing? Y'all can still hear me? So let's just see here what we're seeing. Hi Nita. Hi, Monica. You're amazing. Such a great motivator and educator. You are blessed. Well, thank you, darling. I thank you so much for coming forward and allowing me this space to kind of share. And again, when I get inspired or excited about something, I always want to share it because I don't believe I'm the only one that would be inspired or excited about something. I believe that if it's hitting a nerve in me, it's hitting a nerve in somebody else as well. And so if it's touching me, I know it's touching me for a reason, and I believe that that's something that I could share. And I'm not saying I'm an expert in any of this. I'm just sharing what I know, what I've learned from the questions I've asked, the research I've done, the experiences I've had, I've had my own dreams come true, right? I've had my own dreams come true. I always wanted to have a beach house my whole life. Right? I've always wanted to be at the beach. I met my husband at the beach. We married at the beach. We always wanted to live at the beach. And we worked to have that place, right? It wasn't an overnight success. It took time to build and focus, but we got there, you can have the dreams that you want, because if you have a dream, you got to be willing to talk about it. You got to be willing to share it. And you got to be willing to let go of people in your life that stomp on your dreams, that crush your dreams. You've got to be willing to say, maybe that person can't be a part of this part of my life, and you got to sometimes do some inventory. I've had to do it with my own family. So it happens sometimes, right? And then sometimes they come back around, right? And it could be anything. It could be weight loss or training. I remember doing Pilates like a maniac and getting really fit and really healthy and eating really well and really doing it. And then I had this one girlfriend that always tried to get me to cancel Pilates. Always. Don't go to Pilates. Let's go here. Let's not do that. Let's do that. Let's not go here. Let's go there. And it's like, no, I want to do my Pilates. We could do this after Pilates. What's the difference? Always wanted to try to steer me away from what I wanted to do, what was good for me, what was part of what I was excited about, my goals, my fitness, my well-being and all that. And she was always trying to stomp on it. And not in a malicious way, but it's like she wasn't a part of it, so she didn't want me to be a part of it, So they're kind of dream crushers, right? Maybe not even intentionally, but they kind of do, because they're moving you away from what's important to you. And you should never have anyone in your circle that keeps you from what is important to you. The people in your life that love you want what you want for you. They want the best for you, and they want you to have what you have, what you want to have. They want you to see your dreams come true, right? It's pretty easy math, right? So let's see. What else? Monica got me started with a vision board, and poof, had some dreams come through not long after. See, I think that it's important that, and a lot of us don't talk about our dreams. We keep them inside, or we forget to daydream. I am daydreaming all the time. I find myself lost all the time. Do you know they say that there's two people in life? There's the realists and the dreamers. And what's the difference between a realist and a dreamer? The realist knows where they're going, goal focused. They know where they're going. The dreamer has already been there in their mind. I'm always in my mind. I'm always lost in my thoughts all the time. Oftentimes people will come up to me and they'll startle me because I'm always deep in my thought or deep in my thinking, right? Am I creating? And I'm always constantly being startled because I'm always lost in that space. And that's a good space to be that. And we've all done it. We've all daydreamed. We've all been lost. That's when we're creating. We need to spend more time there. If you haven't been doing it, you gotta spend more time there. You know what I mean? What do you think? So that's what I kind of want to say here. And so I just kind of want to talk a little bit about that, right? So goals are a little bit about more of future action, right? And dreams really give us the vision that we can create the action plan, right? We need something to put our goals and our action towards, so we need the dream, right? So we need the vision, but we can't make the vision happen without the goal. So they kind of go together. So I want to talk to you real quick because I made a little thing here about the 10 differences between goals versus dreams and how sometimes they need to come together, right? So goals are something you are acting on, right? Dreams are something you are just thinking about, right? Goals require action. Dreams can happen without lifting a finger. Dreams are in our thought spot. Dreams are in our creativity, in our imagination, right? There's no action steps taken to that. It's just showing up and becoming part of that space, right? So goals have deadlines, right? My husband's client had a deadline of 55 years old. He did it 5 years older at 50. So goals have deadlines, right? Dreams are just dreams, right? So dreams are free. Goals cost something. Sometimes it costs money because maybe you need a tutor or a trainer or a coach. They cost time. You have to be willing to put the time in for your goals, right? Sometimes it takes sweat and tears. Look at Tracy, working 33 years, working 2 jobs. That's working, your sweat and your tears, right? It's sometimes, goals are, it costs about having to say no to things, not having that brand new coat or not buying that brand new car, right? If that hinders your financial goal. Right? So we have to be willing to say no to some things, and that costs us. It means we're not going to have that brand new coat or that brand new purse or that brand new car, right? So that's the difference. So dreams are free and goals have a cost, right? So goals produce results, right? So goals produce results, dreams don't. If you want to change your life, your job, your status in life, goals do that, right? Dreams are just what give you the vision of what you want it to look like. And it gives you the gas, the desire that allows you to stay on your goals, right? So dreams are imaginary, right? That's what I say. It's imaginative. Your imagination, you got to be willing to be imaginative. You got to be willing to let your mind wander and see where it takes you. And what does that life look like for you? And how are you showing up in that life? Right? So we need to have imagination. Edgar, the guides are always talking about imagination and enthusiasm and, all of that. So, we need to have enthusiasm as well. Goals are based in reality. You may dream of being Superman, but that is probably not going to happen. But you may not be Superman, or Superwoman, but we can be a Superwoman to somebody in our life. And that could give us great purpose, right? Being a superwoman to somebody, to our children, to somebody who's in need, to a friend. We could be a superwoman for somebody in our life. So we can be that to some degree. So maybe it's not superwoman, but it can be a superwoman to somebody, right? And can that be just as important? Yes. What do they always say? Touch one life. And your life has been very meaningful. Goals have a finish line. Dreams never end. It's continuous. It can go on and on and on because your imagination can go on and on and on. So goals have an end date, not dreams. You're always redreaming, recreating, right? We're always redoing that. So, and it should be, right? Because our life changes, what we want in our life changes, and how we see ourselves in life changes, and how we want to show up in life changes. So obviously our dreams have to change, right? It's gonna always be continuous. Nothing is the same, nothing stays the same, right? It's always changing. And the more we can play with that, the better, the funner. Is that a word? Funner? Dreams can inspire you, and they should. Dreams should inspire you, right? That's my husband's client was inspired every day. He kept thinking about that end date, that end date, that end date. And he would do little things to kind of move him along that way. And that ticker was always something that reminded him all the time of his progress, that he knew he was on target because of that, right? Let's see. Dreams can inspire you, but goals change your life. Dreams can bring you motivation. They can inspire you, but goals change your life forever, right? So we need one with the other. I don't think we can have one without the other. I don't think we can have goals without dreams. And I don't think we can really have dreams without goals. Not ones that are really meaningful and really something that really sits with us. I think we need both to work together. Goals must have focus, discipline. You got to have discipline with your goals. Dreams don't have to have any of those. Dreams can be drifting. They could be ever-changing thoughts, ideas. Goals have to be specific, and they always have to be on your mind. Your goals always have to be on your mind. You always have to be thinking about it. You know, my husband's client was always thinking about his end date all the time, all the time, all the time. And they had, you know, monthly meetings, and they always said, where are we on target? How are we now? And where are we doing now? What does it look like now? You know, always being clear on that. And that's really important because it helps let you know that you're making strides, right? Because sometimes it's a while to get to that end game, right? So we need to know that we're making progress. That's important for us, right? Okay, a couple more. Goals require hard work, and dreams just require your imagination. Right? Dreaming is easy. Almost everyone has a dream, but few people have goals. Without a goal, it's hard to make the dream come true. And I don't know if we've ever looked at it that way, you know, dreams and goals, that they need to go together. So tonight is really about helping you guys understand a little bit about your dreams and your goals, how they can play together, how you can incorporate them together, and to get you thinking a little bit about, hi Pat, get you to think about some of this, you know, and dreams don't have to be huge. It could be little too, right? We don't have to always have big, massive things that feel overwhelming. We start where we're at and what's comfortable, but start playing with it. I think that you're going to find that you're going to have a lot more joy in your life, and you're starting to start having these visions and these ideas, and you start thinking about it and talking about it and expressing it, and that, you know, allows you to give a voice to what you want in your life, and it allows you to feel potential that sits within you, and it allows you to start expressing that, and that's a really good feeling, and that always puts you on the right road, always. So dreams stretch your imagination, goals stretch you. So dreams stretch your imagination because you're always growing and thinking and dreaming more, and it's always expanding you. But goals stretch you. Remember what I said earlier, some goals we don't always make, but in the process, we've learned about ourselves along the way. So we have stretched ourselves because of some of these goals that we've put in front of ourselves and taken steps towards. We've changed and grown from those goals. So it's always a win. Guys, we are always winning. We are always thriving. We are always thriving until you decide that you are not. So keep dreaming, because that keeps you enticed in your life, that keeps things interesting and exciting, and that keeps you seeing a vision for yourself. And we all need a vision, all of us. So I have some quotes. So I hope that this was a little bit inspiring for you. I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of this tonight. I just wanted to share a little bit. I found this man's story to be so incredible, and to hear Tracy's tonight is just amazing as well. And, you know, for all of us, you know, we all have some dreams that we have materialized. Even Sarah spoke about creating that vision board that we talked about, and how, you know, that started making things happen, and it began to shift her, because through the vision board, Sarah was able to be able to start seeing her life differently, seeing herself in her life differently. And now all of a sudden, the vision of her, how she is in her life, began to take new shape. And when we do that, we're on our way. That's when we begin to soar. And you all have wonderful big wings. You have wings of an eagle to soar. You really do. So that is what I kind of want to say about that. I have some, my husband is cooking, and I am like, it smells delicious. My husband's really into cooking right now. He's having fun. So, okay, so I have a couple quotes. So I have a couple on goals, and I have a couple on dreams. Does anybody have any questions before I go into these lovely quotes? Because I'm kind of in love with some of these. Very inspiring, Monica. Thank you, darling. Are we doing any kisses from heaven? Yes. Yes, I am going to be doing a kisses from heaven in November. Yes, I'm sorry, I have not posted that yet. I just did these two small group readings. So yes, I am. Also, I want to try and do a small circle group. It's a development circle group on mediumship. So if any of you guys are working mediums or active mediums, or thinking about if you wonder if you have a little something, you want to kind of play and tinker a little bit, I really would love to be able to give Monday nights and give it a try. And, even if it's just for a few weeks, but just I want to kind of give back a little bit. The sessions they're $10. I'm going to start them on the 26th of October. I need 8 people to join. Otherwise, I won't do it because some people, need to not be able to do it every week kind of a thing. So I need enough so we can kind of work together. And I really want to teach some mediumship. I want to teach some foundations. And so I'm kind of excited about it, but if I get 8 to 10 people, I'll do it. If not, I won't. So if you're interested in that, or if you know someone that's a working medium, developing medium, working on developing, my website, monicateurlings.com, go to my upcoming events page, and you can sign up for it. They're Monday nights. And so for right now, they're 5 o'clock Pacific time. So it might be a little bit later for you guys on the East Coast, but it's just a Monday night. So if you're interested and you're into it and you want to see if you've maybe got some abilities, the only way you're going to know is if you give it a try, and it's going to be a wonderful, safe, comfortable, loving environment. I love the spirit world and I love working with the spirit world. And if there is some potential within you to come out, I would love to be able to help bring that out for you. Okay, so that's happening. I have some Kisses from Heaven. I want to do it toward the holidays, so I am going to do that. If you guys are interested in that, why don't you send me an email, and I can send you a link once I do it so it doesn't book out and you can get your ticket. Send me an email. Okay, so let me see what else I just want to say. Okay, so quotes. So one quote that I have for goals, and then I have dreams. Setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible into the visible. Tony Robbins. He's amazing, isn't he? Okay, so the next one on goals is your goals are the roadmap that guides you and shows you what is possible for your life. Right? So it can only be possible if you're willing to take the steps to do it. Right? So your goals are the roadmap that guides you and shows you what is possible for your life. And at the end of the day, it's us showing up to really make sure that we can take those steps, right? So we can see what is possible for us. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. I like that. Okay, let's see. Now, these are on dreams. So these are some lovely ones. Here's my favorite one. Actually, I'm going to end on my favorite one because I really love the last one. So I'll tell you when it's my last one. But I like them all, but my last one, it really kind of touches me. All right, so dreams have the power to make real what the heart desires, right? Again, dreams have to come from a place of desire. It's got to come from a place that you feel. Otherwise, it's not really a dream, right? It's got to be something that you long for, something that excites you, something that really moves you. It's got to be a desire, right? Otherwise, it's not really a dream. So dreams have the power to make real what the heart desires. Dreams are never just dreams. They are reality waiting to happen. Don't you love that? Dreams are never just dreams. They are reality waiting to happen. Dreams and dedication are a powerful combination. Isn't that true? Look at my husband's client. Look at Tracy as an example. Look at this, and look at some things that you had happen in your life. Look at your timeline in your life. Look at things that worked out well, dreams that you had, things that you accomplished. And to make that happen, it took some dedication, right? Dreams and dedication is a powerful combination. So true. Dreams are like stars. You may never touch them, but if you follow them, they will lead you to your destiny. They always will. Whenever we follow what we desire, it brings us to more things we desire. And if we begin to shift and change our direction of where our desire is leading us, that's okay. But you couldn't have gotten to that road of desire if you hadn't started with the other road of desire. So one will lead you sometimes to where you need to be. Sometimes I call them stepping stones. One stepping stone takes you to another. Some people who develop mediumship aren't really meant to be mediums at all. It's about opening themselves up. Mediumship is about, a lot of it's about healing yourself. It's about uncovering who you are. So much of mediumship is about yourself and uncovering yourself. It's about getting to know you, and then the spirit world can work with you. So it's self-empowerment. Mediumship is also, it's about self-realization. And so, it always leads you, So sometimes one stepping stone leads you somewhere else, right? And that's perfect. Okay, it's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life so interesting. Isn't that true? I love that. Okay, two more, and then one more, and then my favorite. A dream is a wish your heart makes. A dream is a wish your heart makes. So let me ask you, what wish is in your heart? Spend time with that. What wish is in your heart? My favorite. A dream is the seed of possibility planted in the soul of a human being, which calls him to pursue a unique path to realization of his purpose. I think it's worth saying again. Take it in. A dream is the seed of possibility planted in the soul of a human being, which calls him to pursue a unique path to realization of his purpose. I mean, wow. To me, that just was everything. That is just if you really take those words in, it's really very deep. That's what I want to say. So anyway, I just want to say if you guys have any questions for me, I am so happy to come on here today. I hope you guys enjoyed. You're so gifted, Monica. Thank you. Great quotes. Perfect. Love that. So, guys, again, I just wanted to kind of come on here. I just wanted to kind of give a little something to get you thinking, something to kind of get us moving in a different direction or a new direction or a more inspired direction. Get our thinking cap on, get our heart going, get our wish tank moving. I just wanted us to just have something to feel just even a little bit of inspiration. That's all my hope was for tonight, and I hope I achieved that. I love coming on. I really do. I love our nights together. I love our hangouts. I love that you guys come on week after week. I thank you so much. All of you, Sandy, all of you guys that are on here, all of you, I thank you so much for coming on, for being here, for sharing this space with me, allowing me to share. I thank you so much, and I'm really, 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 really grateful. Really, really. So, and I always say that gratitude is something that has to be felt. So when you feel it and you get emotional, you've really touched your gratitude. And I want you to know just now I did. So I say thank you so much for you guys being here. I love you guys so much. If you guys are interested in a reading with me, please go on my website, monicateurlings.com. You can book a session with me. And I do 60 minutes and 30 minutes, so feel free to do that. If you want to know more about me and you're new to me, there's lots of information on my website as well. Please make sure you're following me on Facebook or Instagram. I thank you guys so much. Please tell a friend. Ask them to join us on our lives and ask them to follow me as well. Thank you for that. And you guys have an amazing night. Happy Thursday night. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'm always thinking of you guys. You're always in my heart. So until next time, you guys, be well. Okay? Bye.